where we're actually looking at the latest situation in Ukraine, because reports are coming in of several explosions in the capital, Kyiv. The city's mayor said a fire in one district had been caused by falling debris. Blasts were also heard in central Ukraine. It follows an air raid alert for the whole country. Let's go live now to the capital. Our diplomatic correspondent James Landale is there. James, this is the ninth time this month that the capital's had to take cover in the early hours of the morning. What's the latest?
Well, Ukrainian officials are saying this wave, this series of attacks that the capital and other parts of Ukraine are receiving, they say this is unprecedented in its intensity and its variety. We had explosions overnight. We could see smoke from parts of the city here. Ukrainian officials say that Russian bombers flying over the Caspian Sea launched their missiles. They all came here. The Ukrainians say that all those missiles were destroyed by air defences. But as you say, there have been reports of damage from debris in two parts of the city in the east, where in one location, fires broke out, and there have been images that we've seen of some of the impact that that's had on the ground. There have also been attacks, reports of explosions to other central parts of Ukraine, and also in the south in Odessa, where one person died and two people were injured. So, another night of attacks. And Western officials say what we're seeing here now is a shift in the trend. In the past, a lot of the attacks have been against critical national infrastructure, power plants, things like that. But at the moment, they say most of the attacks seem to be aimed at the air defences in and around Kyiv.
These aerial strikes that have been going on, as we say, relentlessly in this last month, illustrate how Ukraine is its counter-offensive measures, doesn't it? Because it's managing to intercept a lot of these missiles before they land.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk to Western officials about it, they say particularly the attacks that happened 48 hours ago, when you had 6 hypersonic missiles. These are the really, really fast missiles. The one goes up to 10 times the speed of sound, and therefore are much harder to shoot down. Ukraine claims that all 6 of those were shot down, and Western officials that I was speaking to yesterday said that this is just extraordinary. This was supposed to be, one of the great wonder weapons that Russia would deploy at a moment and would be able to change the arithmetic on the battlefield. But the Western officials say it simply hasn't. The air defences that have been given to Ukraine, lots of different types from different parts of Western powers, are being effective. In other words, it's not just one-offs, they're not just getting lucky, but they are proving themselves systematically. The question, though, is this. These air defences cost a lot of money, and they are finite. Ukraine only has so many missiles that it can launch to attack the incoming missiles. And one part of the clear strategy from Moscow at the moment is to try to deplete those Ukrainian stockpiles in their air defences, so that as and when any counter-offensive begins, potentially Russia has a little bit more flexibility in the air. That at least is Russia's strategy. So that's why whenever President Zelensky and others go around knocking on the door of the West saying, please give us more munitions, he doesn't just ask for things like jet, he also asks for more missiles for his air defences.
Yeah, and you can understand why. James Landale, thank you very much indeed in Kyiv for us.